Hello, my name is Luis Gerardo Guevara, and today I'm going to talk about the Caribbean Renaissance. A dynamic time in Caribbean literature, art, and culture, the Caribbean Renaissance took place between the 1970s and 1980s. A growing investigation of identity, resistance, and post-colonial consciousness defined this period. It challenged colonial legacies and global marginalization, while bringing the voices of the Caribbean people back into the spotlight and honoring their distinct histories, languages, and traditions. And developing Caribbean authors in international literature, well, uh, happened the post-colonial setting, the wave of independence movements that swept the Caribbean in the middle of the 20th century had a significant impact on the Caribbean Renaissance. Following colonial domination, writers attempted to reinterpret Caribbean identity and express a feeling of inclusion in a culturally and historically fragmented region. And it had international recognition that during this time, Caribbean authors started to receive recognition on a global scale, winning important prizes and winning praise from critics. This achievement confirmed Caribbean literature's broad relevance and its ability to address universal themes through a distinctively regional perspective. We also have literary themes, which among them we have identity and dispersion, the diaspora experience migration, and the fragmentation of identity were central themes. Writers explore how colonial histories, slavery, and displacement shape individual and collective identities. We have cultural hybridity. Words often celebrate the fusion of African, European, indigenous, and Asian influence in Caribbean culture. And finally, we have resistance and memory. Many authors use their words to confront historical injustice and reclaim silence narratives. Between these figures, we have Derek Walcott, a Saint Lucian poet and playwright, emerged as one of the most significant voices of the Caribbean Renaissance. His works explore themes of identity, exile, and the cultural legacy of colonialism. Walcott's masterful blending of Caribbean vernacular with classical literary forms brought Caribbean literature into a global spotlight. Some notable works are works like Homeros. Uh, this epic poem reimagines Homeric themes within a Caribbean context, weaving together the lives of local characters while exploring the scars of colonialism and the diaspora experience. It reflects Walcott's deep engagement with questions of identity, history, and cultural displacement. Another work of Walcott is "Dream on Monkey Mountain". This play delves into the tension between African heritage and colonial influence, examining the search for self-definition in a fragmented world. The themes in the Walcott's works are fragmentation of identity. Walcott often wrestled with his own mixed heritage, describing himself as a divided child of the Americas. This duality is reflected in his characters and poetic voice. Another theme is the diaspora and longing, where his words evoke a sense of homesickness for the Caribbean, while grappling with the broader diasporic condition. And finally, we have myth and history, where Walcott reinterprets classical and Caribbean myths to create a synthesis of the local and the universal. And other key writers and literary works are like the Camus Braithwaite. Another work is The Arrivals, a New World trilogy, where explores African heritage, the Middle Passage, and Caribbean cultures. The themes where the Braithwaite uh, focus are Braithwaite's poetries that were focused on the legacy of slavery, the resilience of African traditions, and the forging of new Caribbean identities. A third writer in this video is Jamaica Kincaid. Some notable works are Annie John and A Small Place. The themes that were in focus is examines colonial legacies, gender roles, and the complexities of cultural assimilation and resistance. A fourth worker is B. S. Naipaul, where another a notable work is A House for Mr. Biswas. This was published in 1961 but continued global impact during the Resonance period. The themes are Naples' works that often prove the struggles of individuals navigating the intersections of tradition and modernity in post-colonial societies. And a final example is Jean Rhys, where I put as example White Sargasso Sea. This was published in 1966, but the other examples was enduring influence in the Renaissance period. The themes are that Rees novels give voice to the silent Creole experience, reminding the backstory of Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. Uh, these have an impact in the Caribbean Renaissance, where, for example, the global influence, writers of the Caribbean Renaissance brought regional concerns to global audience, challenging stereotypes and fostering cross-cultural understanding. Uh, we also have academic recognition, where Caribbean literature became a significant field of study, with scholars examining its themes, techniques, and socio-historical contexts. We also have cultural pride. The area fostered a sense of cultural pride within the Caribbean, affirming the value of local languages, traditions, and histories. This Renaissance was more than a literary movement. It was a profound assertion of Caribbean agency, identity, and creativity in the global cultural arena. Here is the bibliography of the information, okay? And with that said, I want to thank you for your time and see you later. Goodbye.